Greetings, greetings, greetings. I have to figure out how to edit these videos after the fact. Greetings. Peace and greetings. Welcome. How's the day going? How are you? Welcome into the room. Peace and greetings. Peace and greetings. Peace and greetings. How are you, sis? Welcome in. Who am I speaking with? Who's there? And where are you logging in from? Where are you logging in from? Peace and greetings. Welcome into the room. Goddess Queen Jamila here. You know, homeschooling my little one. Figured I'd join. Welcome. Hi, baby, in the background. I don't know if you have the earphones in, but if they can hear me. You know, what is really, really interesting to me is how this year is almost over. Pittsburgh in the house. Pittsburgh in the house. Welcome, sis. Glad to have you here. Who else is here? I think we got more than one person in the room, so let's interact. Yeah, this year is almost over. Like, do you remember what you were doing in January? Do you remember what you were doing in February? Because I do. I remember what I was doing, and it's like the year is almost it's almost done. We're a month away from the end of the year. Peace and greetings. Joining in from Queens, New York in the house. Queens, New York. I said New York in hell. Let me calm down. Greetings. Welcome, sis. Yeah, I remember what I was doing in January and February. And I can't believe it's December, basically. It's December. Like, we're in the middle of November, which means it's basically December. And then it'll be the end of the year, and then it'll be 2026. And the question is, what has this year been about for you? That's my first question. Like, what has the year been about for you? What's been your theme? If you had a one-word theme for this year, what would that be? Um, for me, this year, I would say regeneration has been a big thing. I've been regenerating myself. I've been in this space, in this kind of incubation space where I have been diving into me and rooting some things out and revamping. Like I just said, revamping, rooting. This is a R year for me. Let me just say that. This year is a R year. Revamping, what was the word? Regenerating. Like I have been doing the most, you all. I have been doing the most. Can I tell you something? I know this is probably not on cue with just everything that you are expecting from this live, but I need to tell you that I have been in the war room myself, like just within the past month. This past month has been something else, okay? And what it's doing, it has reminded me that I possess superhuman strength, but it's also um, trying to eject some programs that no longer belong to me. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. So I see that your message, your word, I see some words. The question is, what word would describe 2025 for you? I see shedding. I see letting go, fresh starts. I love that. So both of you, the two sisters who responded, it seems like you all are on the same wavelength because one is talking about shedding, one is talking about letting go, which is shedding. Like this is y'all in the release, okay? Queen Esther says alignment. Yes, yes, alignment. Let me tell you something. This year has been a regeneration year for me. And when I say regeneration, let me tell you what has been regenerated. What's really been regenerated is my ego. I am in the process of rebuilding after I have regenerated with my ego. Okay, my ego has been in this thing. And I don't know if you all know this, but women's egos and men's egos function differently. The masculine ego and the feminine ego are like completely different entities. Um, the masculine ego functions off of bravado, off of provision, off of building, off of making, doing. And the feminine ego really has performed off of helping, assisting, healing, and being needed. Like that's the highest level of feminine ego. And so I did not realize that in the process of me becoming who I am today, as Goddess Queen Jamila, as the ceremonialist, as the high priestess, as the Iyanifa, as all of these things, sacred woman practitioner, in the process of me becoming all of these things, I had become a chronic over functioner. Chronic over functioning. And I had been really doing beyond my capacity, extending myself beyond my threshold, doing things that I should have never been doing, carrying people that I should have never been carrying. For a long time, even within my coaching practice, I was carrying my clients. Like when my clients would come and they needed assistance and they were trying to work on their spiritual healing, I would take them and throw them on my back, okay, and walk them up the hill myself. I'd carry them on my back and walk them up the hill. And that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. And this year, what really came up is the Most High reminding me, Spirit reminding me, all the deities reminding me that that's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. It's not about can you do it. Right? And a lot of times we get caught in that message. We get caught in the message of, but I can do it. I can push through it. I can this, that, I can the other. We get caught in that. But the reality is that we were not created to sustain that level of energy. And it's part of the same reason that I have a problem with what I see with Cardi B, with all these women who are pregnant and working, and I'm just speaking of using her as an example, for doing things that are not sustainable. They're not sustainable. It's not, you can do it in this one off, but you're not supposed to live your life like this. You're not supposed to live forever like this. That's not it. And so we already identified what your theme is for the year. You already said the word that describes your theme for the year. Now I want you to identify one thing that you know you've been doing that's not sustainable. That as we approach the end of the year, that I'm going to have to wrap this up because I'm not going to be able to bring this into 2026. I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm not going to be able to carry this forward. I'm not going to be able to live my life like this. I was watching this video on TikTok earlier today. And this video, I feel like if the guy could have taken my words and literally scripted them word for word, that's what I would be observing in this video. In the video, the guy was talking about being in relationships that don't feel good and knowing that they don't feel good and acknowledging that you don't want to live the rest of your life in that type of structure. You don't want to live the rest of your life in that type of dynamic. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Okay? And there's nothing like at a certain point, it is not, there's no level of honor that exists to your spirit, to your soul, to yourself when you're literally doing things and living a life that doesn't feel good. I always say this because I don't think that people understand what it is that I'm saying and maybe even what I mean when I say it. But there are no rewards points waiting for you when you suffer. You get 0 rewards points for your suffering. You get 0 bonus points, 0 rewards points. You get nothing for suffering. Nothing. Zilch, nada. Sometimes the suffering comes because we have gotten accustomed to it. We've built it into our lifestyle. We have done it before. So we say, oh, I did it before, I can do it again. We literally get into that space where it's like, oh yeah, suffering, no big deal. No big deal. It's just suffering. But we weren't created to suffer. And that's the whole thing. You were not created to live a life of sacrifice and suffering. Your name is not Jesus Cristo. That's not you. You're not walking around with a cross. You're not walking around with a cross. I have seen entirely too many people electively be in relationships where they feel like I can help this person and, I can challenge them and I can make their life better. And the question is, why is that something that your ego thinks is your responsibility? Women do that. The feminine ego is centered on this person needs me. I'm needed. They need me. What would they do without me? Look at how I've helped them. I can change their life. I'm sorry, are you Jesus Cristo? How is you Jesus? I mean, those are the questions that I be asking at that point, because since when? Now behold the Lamb, the precious Lamb of God. Are you here to sacrifice yourself for these souls? I just be asking the questions. I would like to know what you have been doing this year that you know is not sustainable. What have you been doing this year that you know you cannot do 2026, 2027, 2020? You can't do it for the rest of your life. You're not going to be able to do that. You can't carry that load. You can't walk that path forever. This is not your forever. What is it that you know you're going to ultimately have to let go this year? It has to be done this year. Because we already established that for some of you, the theme for this year is letting go. So the question is, what are you permanently letting go or putting down in 2025 that you recognize, I have to put this down now because baby, I can't do this forever. I see the hearts. Thank you. I need some interaction because I be asking questions. I be expecting answers too. What you putting down? What are you letting go? What are you releasing? Okay, this year for me is a regeneration year. So I am regenerating myself, and I have to regenerate myself around a new identity. And that new identity does not involve carrying people on my back. No longer doing that. No longer carrying people. And this is the thing. We're not talking about the concept of helping others, right? That's another thing about women's ego. Women's ego is that it's to help. She's a helper. She wants to help others. She wants to help everybody. We're here to help, right? We're here to help. Okay, give thanks and praise. Number one, everybody does not want your help. Number two, the Most High did not make you the boss of helping. You don't get to decide somebody else's healing schedule, how they will be helped, if now is even a good time. You can't force your help on anybody. There's so many different levels and layers to this thing that we call ego. And for many of us as the feminine, we have been pushing ourselves, extending ourselves in ways that are not sustainable. So that means it's not aligned. It's not aligned. Okay, sis says, I'm letting go of the fear to evolve. Done people pleasing. Yes, ma'am. You can't help everybody. You can't, and that is where the ego really catches us, really clips up our ankle, clips us up in this thinking of, oh, I'm gonna help and I'm gonna extend, and you're looking at your light and you're seeing how you can share light with other people, but baby, is it sustainable? And I'm not saying, okay, let's be clear. Some of us were helping beyond what is sustainable capacity, meaning that I have a threshold for which I can help, right? My threshold is oftentimes bigger than other people's threshold because this is my work. This is my profession. I work as a spiritual life coach. I lead retreats. I hold space. I hold ceremonial spaces, and we get into the root. We do ancestral work. So my capacity is very large, right? But then other people have their capacity as well, and they're holding space at their capacity. But the question is this capacity that you're holding space at, is this sustainable for you? Because if you're holding it, but you're like this, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel easy. It doesn't feel easy. It feels hard. It feels challenging. It feels exhausting. Be real with yourself. If you are constantly exhausted from holding space for other people, baby, it's time to let that go in 2025. You can't keep doing that. And why? Why? It's the psychological programming. It's always the psychological programming that keeps us stuck. The way that we have been programmed, that is the thing that needs to be ejected constantly and consistently out of our system. It needs to be ejected. That programming, that story that tells you I should, I could, I need to. This is me being nice. I need to be nice. This is me. I'm a helper, but we're here to help. When we're here to heal. We're here to ha 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 ha. Stop it. Stop. Stop. It's not your job. You didn't come into this world to hold space for somebody who doesn't show you appreciation, doesn't acknowledge your effort, isn't giving you gratitude, doesn't hold space for you the way you hold space for them, doesn't offer you value the way that you offer value to them, maybe even resistant to your help. I'm helping you and you're resistant to my help. I'm helping you and you got a problem with me. Make it make sense. We have to acknowledge that we have had a perpetual habit of being the savior. Did y'all see that Cynthia Erivo video with her, the lady from Wicked, the white lady and the black lady from Wicked? Did y'all see when the lady that was walking into some kind of award show or something, and one of the fans came and rushed to hug the white lady, and that black lady came like her black savior? Tired. We tired. We tired. We is tired. Oh, Mammy? Oh, yeah, Mammy is tired. We're tired. It's exhausting fighting people for their salvation. Who wants to do that? Who wants to do that? I mean, there are legitimate people in this world who do need help, who need your help, okay? I was watching a video on online, and the video was, have y'all seen that video with the churches, with that lady calling the churches and asking the churches if they can help her baby? She's saying that she has a baby and the baby needs formula and she ran out, um and she's asking if they can help her child. Did y'all see that? I don't know if that video is swirling around, but it's been all on my feed. And basically, when she calls these churches, these are Christian churches, Pentecostal, Baptist, Episcopalian, Methodist, whatever. She's calling these churches and telling them that her baby's on the last, just used up the last canister of formula the night before, and the baby's hungry and needs food, and she doesn't have any money. And do you know that these churches were saying that they can't help her? They can't help her. They can't give her nothing. They can't give her nothing. She'll get nothing from them. Ah, your baby will starve. Your baby will not eat. The church will not save your baby. Can you imagine how sick? She was doing a experiment, and she called two institutions: the church, the Christian church, and she also called the mosque. The mosque is a place where Muslims go and pray. She called the Christian church, she called the mosque. And the church told her, bitch, we have nothing for you. But the mosque told her, come and get formula. The mosque asked her how many canisters she needed. How many canisters do you need? That's what the masjid asked her. But the church told her, you should call somebody else and ask them for help. Is that what Jesus Christ would do? Can you imagine? Like, sis, really? Can you? The time that we are living in, this time that we are living in, this time that they live in, different, they're different. Eh? So we have to understand that there are people who need our help, desperately need our help. And then there are those that we have been carrying beyond our capacity. Oh my gosh. Not you saying the mosque actually helped you this month. Sis says the mosque definitely hooked her son up this month. I want to ask how, but I don't know if you want to, if that's something you want to share on this platform. But baby, when I tell you, there are people who need our help. And we really have to release those who are holding on to us for dear life without a sense of appreciation, without a sense of value and understanding of our gifts, the essence of who we are, the light of who we are, our contributions, the way that we show up in this world. There's so much that we offer as priestesses, as the healers, as the women who hold space, as the women who lighten the dark. There's so much that we offer. There's so much that we bring to the table. We are the tables. We bring to the table and we are to the table. We are over functioning. We are over functioning. So as we move to the end of the year, as we moved into this last month of the year, we have to be clear about what we are releasing. What are we releasing? Sis says this year has shown her what discernment really means. Her capacity for others has significantly decreased since giving birth last year. First of all, congratulations on having a baby. Honey, you are brave. You is brave. You is important. You is valued. You is loved. You is being cheered on from the auntie section of the stadium, okay? Congratulations on that. You is brave. So absolutely, we learn. Sis says she has learned how many people depend on her continuously pouring out. That's what I'm saying. And this is the thing. That's why I brought up Cardi B There's another one, I don't remember her name, also pregnant and working. Rihanna was pregnant on stage performing at the Super Bowl. Like, that's not it. Black maternal health, brown maternal health, I posted that video in my group of the lady who, the two ladies who went into the hospital this week to have babies, and those nurses were so rude and so nasty. Did y'all see that? Like, I'm just observing, y'all. I'm really in my regeneration year. This is like my receiving year, my receiving clarity, my receiving understanding, my regeneration. There's so much going on. Like, in the span of 1 week, my computer broke when I was in Ghana. The screen just completely failed me. And I work online, I work from my computer. So when the computer broke and failed me, I was like, okay, I need to get this fixed ASAP. I am a student. I'm getting my PhD in African Feminist Studies. Woo woo! Getting my PhD shot because I'm tired of all these fake whatever online teaching and y'all signing up based off of sparkly stuff and glitter, all that other stuff. Um, but yeah, so I go through the process of literally working everything on my computer. And this doggone computer broke last week. Mm. The week before last week was in a state of panic because I was like, what I need? I'm in Ghana. I'm in another place. I need to get the computer fixed. Got the computer fixed. Paid $500 to get the computer fixed. And I wasn't expecting to spend that money. I didn't come to Ghana expecting to spend, an extra $500 to fix my computer screen. So I was like, this is not what I planned. But in the process of that, I'm getting the computer fixed. I am by myself in Ghana because my husband had to travel to Gambia or to Senegal to like officially bury his father. So I just lost my father-in-law. My ex-husband also lost his father in the same day. On top of that, I was in a perpetual state of panic because my son was in Tanzania alone. He's 18, yeah, but he was in here alone. And Tanzania went in a blackout because the president locked down the internet, shut everything down because of elections, and because she didn't want all the videos circulating online of all the rage and the anger that Tanzanians were feeling about her thwarting elections. And so I was in a state of panic about my son. The computer broke down. My husband's not here. He's kind of stranded, making his way from Senegal to Gambia back to Ghana. Like, it's just the whole journey with him. And then on top of that, I got in a car accident and people were severely hurt in the car accident. Then I'm a student, so I have these online assignments that are due, and I'm sending a email to my instructor and telling her like, listen, I'm not gonna be able to do any of this right now. And this hoe is telling me, oh, you need to get your stuff in, you need to get your work in. Who are you talking to? Like, what? Okay, so when I tell you everything just go pushed, everything goes scrambled, everything goes mashed into one small container. Then on top of that, after all of that, I had planned the spiritual war cry for 11/11. Do you know what it took for me not to cancel it? I wasn't going to cancel it because I was like, this is bigger than me. But do you know that the average person would have canceled that spiritual, would have completely been like, I can't do this. I'm at capacity. I don't have space to hold. I don't have anything to offer. I'm out. Everything would have been canceled. Okay. This is why I say it's so important for you to release dead weight. I bring all of this up because this is about releasing dead weight. This is about understanding what this year has been about for you and cleaning everything up, cleaning house up before December hits, December 31st hits, before you're running into the new year with old stuff. Because we cannot approach moving forward while we're at capacity. We cannot approach moving forward while we're at capacity. We need our capacity in order to hold space the way that we have actually been called to hold space. So, the people who are holding on for dear life, the people who are weighing you down, the people who have had nothing to offer, who are here to take, get rid of them. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Eh? We can't. We have big things to do going into this 2026. We have big things to do. There's a lot more work coming up. I'm not sure if you are in my group, but if you're listening and you're a black woman and you are not in my WhatsApp group, you need to get in my WhatsApp group ASAP. Go to the description in my channel, join my WhatsApp group. Do not play around. Spiritual sanctuary for the sisters. Do not play around. Join the WhatsApp group. If you're not on my email list, get on my email list. If you're not in my WhatsApp group, get on the WhatsApp. Get in the WhatsApp group. We have another event. I be doing high frequency stuff or whatever online. I be doing it. I be doing little portals or whatever, taking people to the next dimension or whatever energetically. I don't know how I became this like Zoom high priestess. But the Zooms that I've led, I have to lead virtual spaces because obviously, the women who I'm in community with are all over the world. And I don't know how this ended up happening, but baby, your girl has become a Zoom high priestess. I am here holding space, offering energy, reaching over continents, land masses, geographic territories to be in connections with sisters, in connection with African and indigenous sisters all over the planet. Okay, this is what I do. This is who I am, at least in this chapter of my life. So the next portal, the next huge opening is going to be during the solstice, which I think is December the 21st. I think it's December the 21st. I don't want to look it up right now, but what I will say is if you join the group, then you will definitely get the notification and the invitation to be a part of the solstice. So absolutely positively join the group. And when you join, share with us. Share with us what your theme is for this year. What are you working on this year? What the theme is and what are you releasing? What are you releasing? Because for me, I am no longer over functioning. I'm no longer overextending myself, carrying others on my back. No longer doing it. I am so surprised at myself because I'm like, baby, I really did carry people. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Sis says, I got a phone call. She's talking about the mosque. They gave us the furniture we needed, and he's also a part of the father figure program since his dad is not. Oh, I love that since his dad is not in his life. I love that. I didn't even know the mosque had programs like that. I didn't even know the mosque had programs like that. So, yeah. So I've been just surprised and kind of shocked at myself because when I sit down and look at carrying, I realized that I was doing the entire most carrying people, things, projects by myself, executing by myself. And I literally have hit a roadblock. And this roadblock is like, oh no, you're not going forward still doing that. Like, we need you for other things. Like, there are other things in your lane, and you're not going to be able to do those other things if you are bringing in dead weight and carrying things and people who you should not be. So yeah, that's that. So thank you for being with me again. Join the WhatsApp group if you're a Black and Indigenous woman. You can join the WhatsApp group with the link in the description. And I will see you next time. Peace.